Hi YouTube, this is trying to conceive after a loss. With a cycle update, I am on cycle day 25, 25, and I am 60 PO. Yeah, that's right, 25 and 60 PO. Okay, I was supposed to do an update at like 3 PO, but I have been charting my temps since ovulation, and they are pretty high in my luteal phase, so I know that's where I'm at right now. I'm in the 97.8 to 98 range, so that's pretty much my post-O temperatures. Um, as far as everything else, as far as symptoms go, I wouldn't consider them symptoms because I know that PMS can mimic pregnancy symptoms because they're just about the same. The sore boobs and sore boobs, the cramping, but I've been cramping since ovulation, here and there, some sharp pains down there here and there, um, and the mood swings is horrible. I'm very, very irritated very quickly, um, and that's pretty much about it. Um, I did do a pregnancy test today, y'all, because it said there are 10 milli whatever units for pregnancy, which is you can start testing. I think at 60 PO. It's very early you can start because they detect such a small amount of HCG. And I kind of got a line. It's very faint, but there. Um, I don't trust it because I did not get a chance to check it. Within, I think it's the 5-minute range. It don't really give you, it just tells you to dip it and lay it flat. It don't tell you the time frame, but usually those tests is 5 to 10 minutes, and I checked it after that time. Now I do know what evaporation lines look like, and I don't think it's an evaporation line because evaporation lines are not pink. And with these tests, there's as many as I've taken from, I started from 4 DPL because I have so many and I like to pee on things. And there was basically no line. This is the first one where there's a hint of something there. I will show you all the picture. I had took a picture of my phone, which I was able to make it a bigger size so that it's easier to see. And like I said, it's faintly there. I will do another one today to see if it's another faintly there line. But other than that, my 2-week wait is going by slow. I'm very anxious to find out how this cycle will end. And even if it doesn't end in the BFP, I do know that the treatment that I had myself on, which was the Clomid and the Brevel injections, works. It works for me ovulating because the 4 days of the positive OPK, I definitely had ovulation pain. Definitely. To the point where I was wanted to go to the hospital because I was so uncomfortable. It was just uncomfortable pain. And speaking of the hospital, that's where I was at first. And I was discharged Saturday, which was the 2nd, that night. I went to the emergency room. My stomach was hurting, but that wasn't my main concern. I just felt off, and my heart was beating unregular. So, of course, I went. I had pressure in my chest, and I thought the worst. Like I said before, I do have panic attacks, so maybe I thought that's what it was. And I also thought I had really bad indigestion. Ooh, and heartburn. Very bad heartburn. Since ovulation, my heartburn has been off the charts. So, I went to the hospital. I walked around. I thought maybe I could, get myself to calm down, or if it was gas in my chest, I'll be able to expel it. But even expelling the gas didn't really help. So, as I was sitting outside the hospital, talking to my boyfriend, it was like 7 in the morning. I do smoke. which I know is bad, but I have calmed down with the smoking to the point where I quit. So, and as I was smoking a cigarette, the right side of my face started going numb, like tingly, like the pins and needles, like something on your body going numb. So I said, okay. I threw the cigarette away, and I went in and I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and be seen. Um, so I went in to be seen. My blood pressure was pretty high. It was in the high hundreds. Like, it was in the, high, like 190s. So they ran the blood work. They said my heart blood work was normal. No heart problems. So as time went on, I stayed in the emergency room for 8 hours, from 7:30 to about 3 p.m. My blood pressure had only dropped to 174 over 98, and that was fluctuating, going up and down. It wasn't good enough for the doctors, and then my heart rate was 138, which is for a resting heart rate is really high. So they came in and they said, well, we want to admit you because we don't want you to leave because right now you're at a risk of a heart attack or a stroke or something like that. Now, I did not want to stay. I really didn't. But, within those 8 hours, I realized my blood pressure did not drop, and they was very concerned. So I was like, okay, it was just for observation. So I went upstairs to my room. I called my mom. I don't like telling her when I'm in the hospital because I don't like getting her upset. But she ended up calling me, and I ended up telling her because she wanted to get out the house. And when I went upstairs, they hooked me up to everything. Turns out my potassium level was really low, which can cause the vibrating heartbeat, which is what I had, where your heart just, vibrates really, really fast. I had that, and my potassium was low, my magnesium was low. So I had to get all that through IV for the 2 days. I say 2 days because I was there a whole day Friday and a whole day Saturday. I didn't get discharged like 8 something Saturday night. And as they was doing all of that, my blood pressure had went up even more, and I was just laying in the bed. Excuse me, I was just laying in the bed, and the nurse was like, honey, you need to go to sleep. She was like, rest, go to sleep. I was still having a tightness of the chest, so she called the doctor. It was like her blood pressure has went up from 178 to, it was like 236 over 100 and something, which is very high. And they had to hurry to call the doctor, and he prescribed me a lot of blood pressure medicine. I had to take 4 pills and 1 injection. After the 4 pills, after about an hour, she said, well, I'm going to check your blood pressure. She checked it. It did not drop. She said, honey, with the amount of blood pressure medicine I just gave you, your blood pressure should be down. She said, I'm going to have to call your doctor again. So she called again, and they had to come in and give me something through IV for my blood pressure. Now, she said, this don't drop it, then you're not going nowhere for a while. But the only thing is she had to stop my magnesium and potassium because the medicine doesn't, is not supposed to cross the paths of potassium and magnesium. So she gave it to me through IV, and then she restarted my potassium and magnesium after she diluted the medication in my IV that she had pushed through. And she said if they do meet, by the time it meets, it'll be too diluted to do anything. So I said, okay. And after that, she came back and checked my blood pressure, and it did drop. It dropped, but I guess it didn't drop enough for the doctor, so he added another blood pressure medicine. So that's like it was my 6th one. Now this one he gave me, I don't know what it was. All I know is that after I received it, I felt like I just had a dose of some type of pain medication. I was out of it, and I told the nurse that came in, I said, I'm so tired, I'm so sleepy. Now, I did get some pain pills for my chest pain, but it wasn't nothing strong enough that would make me feel like that. So she was like, honey, just, go to sleep, get some rest, go to sleep. It helps with your blood pressure. So I said, okay. So I went to sleep and everything, and I kind of went a little ahead. Then the nurse came in and gave me the 6 blood pressure medicine because my blood pressure did drop, but not lower than what the doctor wanted to see. Now, this blood pressure medicine, like I said, it made me feel as though I was on something serious. And like I said, I called the nurse and let them know I feel like something heavy just hit me, and I don't know what it is. And they was like, well, we just gave you a blood pressure medicine that lowers your blood pressure really fast. I said, I feel really dizzy. I don't know what's going on. They checked my blood pressure. My blood pressure was 100/46. They was like, well, it worked, but it worked a little too good. And she was like, I will come back and check you in 40 minutes because we need to make sure and keep an eye on you because your blood pressure is now low, too low. So she came back and checked it again, and it was 87/40. She said, honey, if I'm going to check you again in 40 minutes, she says, if you drop any more, I will have to call a doctor in because you'll be in serious risk of cardiac arrest because your blood pressure is now too low. So I was worried, but I was trying to, relax. I was trying not to fall asleep because it felt as though I was going to pass out versus falling asleep. And I know I passed out quite a few times, and I hopped out of it and was like, what happened? But by the time they came back in, it went up to 112/80, I think, or 70. So it went back up to normal. My blood pressure had went to 100/70, and she was like, I'm here to give you your blood pressure medicine. And I said, my blood pressure is 100/70. You gonna give me more? And she said, you know what, she said, no, I'm not going to give it to you. She said, I'm going to let the doctor know I refuse to give it to you. Your blood pressure is low enough as it is. So as the time continues, I was getting shots of Lovenox in my stomach, a blood thinner. As you know, they was giving me Lovenox in my stomach every 12 hours, and I was taking aspirin as well. I was taking potassium and magnesium as well as getting it in my IV, so it was severely low. When the doctor came in the next morning, he said all my heart blood work was fine, and that I could go home. He just wants to do another kidney a kidney panel. I guess potassium has to do with kidney. I don't know. I've always been known to have low potassium since I was pregnant a few years back, and I never knew why. It was always low. So I have to do another blood workup for my potassium and my magnesium. They sent me home with potassium and magnesium, so I don't know what is he going to do when he sees if my potassium level is low. I don't know if I may have to go back in and get some more potassium by IV, or if I get a chance to just take more. And then everybody knows potassium pills is harsh. They're very harsh, big pills that are chalky. That as soon as the water hits it, it starts to disintegrate. And if it's in your throat and it gets chalky, it's disgusting. But I had to take them, and I gotta take magnesium too. On top of that, I'm vitamin D deficient, and I don't know what's going on with my potassium, magnesium, and vitamin D. I'm thinking my vitamin D deficiency has been that way for a while, which could also be a good reason why I've been miscarrying, because vitamin D has a lot to do with maintaining pregnancies. It helps to make sure the baby doesn't have no birth defects. So I'm also guessing it also helps with the egg quality when you release your eggs in ovulation. As you know, my vitamin D was 17, and the normal vitamin D is 30 to 100. So I'm still on 100,000 units a week of vitamin D on top of now potassium, magnesium. So ever since I got my potassium, my heart's been fine. Blood pressure's been fine. actually weight. I'm actually still losing weight. As you see, my hair is a mess. I took out my sew-in that I had, and I'm going natural, but it's just the fact that, you know, my hair draws up, and my hair is a lot longer, and this is just all drawn up because of the curliness. So, without further ado, I will show you my suspected pregnancy test. I'll be back with another one here soon. Alright. I don't know if y'all are able to see it. No, well, you can sort of see the line. Come on, get it right. You can sort of see the line right there. Where's my finger at? Well, you can sort of see the line that I'm talking about. There you go. That's the line that I'm talking about. Right there. Let me put it over here a little more. Right where that little circle thing is, that's the line I'm talking about right there. That's what I got. So let me know what you think about the line. And like I said, it wasn't within the time limit. But I do know evaporation lines are not pink. They are very much gray or no color at all. And that's not an indentation line. And that is a pink dye test. And I will be taking another one. And I will continue to take another one until either the test gets darker or AF shows. But that's what I got today. Pretty clear, cut and dry, slight, very faint second line. Alright ladies, I've taken up about 17 minutes of your time, and thank you for watching. Thank you for my subscribers, and again, sorry for the new natural hair, but I'm trying to do something better for my hair. And thank you for all the comments, likes, questions. And alright everybody, y'all have a great day, and I'll come back to you soon. Bye!